Bruce curses himself over and over for allowing Jean Paul to go after the man who killed his father. Now Jean Paul has killed someone in cold blood. Bruce, I'm relieving him of duty effective immediately. I fear the system has finally been activated. Tim, you mean that brainwashing program they did to him as a child? Bruce, yes, I thought it failed to take hold of Jean Paul after helping him leave the order. Selena, there was no way of any of us knowing. He was doing really well. He even came up with a plan to take down Bane and executed it. Tim, so what do we do? Bruce, I'll take care of it. Jean Paul is my responsibility. Tim, you go get some rest. I'm going to make sure he doesn't know that you leaked this to me. Tim, but you still can't, Selena. He has me. I can take care of any trouble that arises. Reluctantly he left, but not before making them promise to bring him in if they needed him. After Tim left, Alfred spoke. Alfred, you realize, sir, he may not take this news lightly given his current state. Bruce nodded. I know, put the case defenses online but on silent. I don't want Jean Paul to know they're up unless we have to use them. Alfred nodded, then walked to the Bat computer to set everything up. Jean Paul came in hours later. Bruce and Selena were playing a game of chess near the Bat computer while Alfred cleaned. Jean Paul exited the Batmobile and headed for the Bat computer. Bruce, how did it go? Jean Paul, smoothly until the accident. I assume Tim told you. Bruce, he did. Are you alright? Jean Paul, never better. The wicked receive their just rewards and all is well. Bruce eyes him. That sounds like something Azrael would say. Are you sure everything is alright? Jean Paul rolled his eyes. The man who killed my father has been dealt justice. I'm fine. Bruce, exactly. You shouldn't be fine with it. You went from calling it an accident to dealt justice. As Batman glared at Bruce, fine. I dropped him into the chemicals, killing him. Justice is served, and you can thank me for being a better Batman. Bruce, what happened out there? You went from being a man who didn't believe in Azrael's methods to embracing them in one moment. As Batman, it's something I've been contemplating since I saw the slime ball. Bruce, remove the suit. You can no longer be Batman. I think the system has finally taken hold. As Batman, you just can't handle the fact that I'm a better Batman. I took down Bane. I found the remaining inmates. While you sit there in that chair, Bruce, Jean Paul, listen to as Batman. Have you not been listening? I am Batman. As Batman grabbed the table and hurled it towards Bruce. Selena grabbed him and pulled him out of harm's way. Alfred activated the Batcave defenses. A red light flashed and metal nets were fired at Batman. He wasn't down yet and proved it by activating his flamethrower, melting a hole through the nets. Next, drones flew at Batman, but he fought them off. Selena with her whip attacked Batman. The whip did nothing to him because of the armor. Instead, he caught it and cut it on his gauntlets as Batman. Traitors, you either attack or question me? I'm Batman. I'm a champion of Gotham and Saint Duma. He fired his bat shurikens at them, then took off in the Batmobile. Selena caught the couple in her arm. Alfred grabbed the medical kit and removed the shurikens and sewed her arm. Bruce sat there seething. Selena, Bruce, I'm alright. Bruce, I know this is still on me. Somehow I have to heal my back faster, Alfred. Modern medicine can do great things, but healing your back, as you wish, simply won't happen. It just cannot be done by medical means. Bruce, then I'll find the magical one. Dr. Fate was meditating when his wife Inza entered the room. She waited for him to come out of his meditation. Dr. Fate, yes, my love. Inza, it's a call from Bruce Wayne on the Justice League line. She handed him the Justice League communicator. Dr. Fate took it and saw Bruce Wayne. Dr. Fate, this is unexpected. Bruce, how is your back healing? Bruce, I still have a month left, however something has come up. He told Dr. Fate everything and told him what he wanted. Dr. Fate was silent. Dr. Fate, I may be able to heal your back, as you wish, however there is one drawback. I can mend the bones, however the muscles will still be weak after 2 months of inactivity. There is another spell for the muscles, however it is too dangerous to use. It is best that, after I heal the bones, that you work hard to build them back up. This isn't what Bruce had hoped for, but it would be better to have it fixed now than in another month and do the muscle building work later. This way there was a chance. Bruce, alright, where do you want me? Suddenly Dr. Fate was there behind him. Appearing from out of a bright light. Dr. Fate, today I'll make a house call. They laid Bruce on a bed in the Batcave and Dr. Fate was ready to begin. This may be slightly painful and at the very least uncomfortable. Dr. Fate's eyes glowed purple along with his hands as he began the incantation. Soon Bruce began glowing too. He quickly felt strange sensations in his back. It didn't hurt, but it was uncomfortable, as Dr. Fate said it would. The bones were being repaired, fractures were filled in and made strong. Then it was done. The glow disappeared. Bruce quickly found there was no pain in his back now. Dr. Fate, it is done. Your bones are mended completely. You will have to work the muscles yourself before you're ready to take back the mantle. Bruce sat up. Thank you, Fate. With a nod, Dr. Fate was gone. Selena felt his back. Selena, anything? Bruce, no, just sore muscles. I need to find someone to work with me. Selena, why no me or Alfred? Bruce, it would mean being hard on me, not letting your feelings for me prevent you from pushing me hard. Do you want that job? Selena sighed. Then who? Bruce, I know who will, but you won't like it. Take care of things here with Tim. Avoid Jean Paul, if possible. Selena, I will, but who are you going to? Bruce, Shiva. Soon Bruce and Alfred were on their way to meet with Lady Shiva, top assassin for the League of Assassins and the birth mother of Jason Todd. It felt wrong somehow to be asking this of her, but her skills in combat rival his own and she has no reason to take it easy on him. Selena filled him, Barbara and Dick on everything and the plans. Dick, he should have called, could have avoided all of this, if he had just asked me. Selena tried to soothe him. In his way he was trying to show you respect. He knows how important it was to you to be Bloodhaven's champion. He also knew you didn't want to put on the cowl but be your own man. Dick's breathing could be heard over the video comms. Dick, I appreciate it, I do, but this team is a family and had he asked me to take on the bat for a while I would have. Selena, I suggest you tell him, when he gets back. He should hear it. Dick, right, I'll start making preparations and come to lend a hand. Sounds like you need all the help you can get with the system-driven Jean Paul. Meanwhile in the Himalayas, when Shiva agreed to meet Bruce, she waits for him to arrive. When he finally arrives, he looks tired. Shiva, you have fallen very low, Mr. Wayne. Bruce, and I am ready to climb back up. Shiva, we shall see. So you want me to train you? To make you work hard without pity? He nodded. I still feel the pain of my son's death, do you? Bruce, every day that's what led me to my downfall. I was being consumed by grief. Shiva stood, then come. He weakly followed her, the muscles in his back and legs stung as they walked on and on. They finally reached a mountainside with a door. They entered into a vast arena filled with equipment. Shiva pointed to a small hut. In there you will find a bed and toiletries. This is where I will beat you down and possibly break your spirit. Put your pack away and get back up here. We begin now. His back and legs stung more and more, but he knew better than to complain. By the time she finished with him that day, he had to crawl to bed and passed out quickly. His training went like that all week. However, slowly he felt himself getting stronger and stronger. Every day he stretched further and further, always pushing his muscles, reminding them of the power they once had in Gotham City. People noticed quickly that Batman had taken a dark turn. For more and more criminals were showing up dead, only murders and psychos, but who knew for how long that would last. By this time Gordon was informed this wasn't Batman by Oracle. She explained Batman had been hurt and entrusted the mantle to someone he thought he could trust. He was doing everything he could to come back. It was a relief to Gordon to know this Batman who was killing wasn't the one he trusted for years. Soon as Nightwing arrived, Catwoman and Robin worked with Nightwing to stop as Batman from killing anyone else. It went against Bruce's wishes, but he would agree they couldn't stick it out while people died, even if they are criminals. Until Bruce returned, they were Gotham's guardians. For the most part, they were able to prevent as Batman from killing. Weeks past, Bruce was feeling stronger than ever. Thanks to Shiva, he became strong quickly. She abused his body, made him fight for his life against different level assassins until there was only her. They fought hard. She tried to kill him because that's what his enemies would do. In the end, he beat her. He was ready. It was time to go back to Gotham and reclaim the mantle of the Batman. Nightwing, Catwoman and Robin stood like sentinels over Gotham, waiting for Jean Paul to make a move. Oracle, okay guys, I've got him. He's in the Batmobile and he headed straight for Black Mask. Nightwing, just as we feared. Catwoman, makes sense. Burning the church down was bound to get Jean Paul's attention. Robin, guess we better try to stop him. Nightwing, we will stop him and we have been. Catwoman, let's go get him. On a separate channel to the others, Oracle asks, ready to talk about it? Nightwing, I don't think now is really the time for it, Babs. Oracle, obviously, but perhaps later tonight you should. It doesn't have to be me, it can be anyone, but you need to talk to someone about Corey. Nightwing, nothing to talk about. She chose to go back to Tamarin and marry some prince she never met. Oracle sighs, I'm only going to keep bugging you until you talk to someone. It's no good to keep it in. Nightwing, fine, maybe later. When they arrived, they found Jean Paul just in time, for he had torn through Black Mask's men and was getting ready to kill the mob boss. As Batman, you blasphemous devil, burn a church without any shame, will you? Judged and found guilty, you shall taste the flames. If he didn't get to finish, because Nightwing crashed in and kicked as Batman away you again. Can you not see that the work I do is greater than any laws of men? Nightwing, you're confused. You're a sick man who needs help. Come on, you know the things you've done are wrong. Come back with us. Catwoman and Robin stood behind Nightwing as Batman. If you chose to stand against me, then you are with the enemy and must be removed from the equation. He lashed out with his sharp claws, all of them moving out of his way. Black Mass took the opportunity to escape from the scene. As Batman grabbed Robin and the claws went for his throat, but Nightwing grabbed at Batman's arm and flipped him off the window. Nightwing, you good? Robin, yeah, that was nearly a close shave. At the window they saw as Batman was making his escape. They chased after him. Catwoman reached him first and caused him to land on a car. Nightwing pulled her out of the way, before as Batman could use his flamethrower on her. The car caught fire and exploded. Robin, do you think the armor protected him? They watched as Batman walked out of the fire seemingly unharmed. Some of the blue paint was peeling off to reveal the red metal that Azrael's armor is made from. A special metal that protects the wearer from fire and heat. Also strong enough to stand against heavy damage. Nightwing, yeah, he's alright, but I bet he's grumpy. To prove Nightwing right, as Batman fired a barrage of bat shurikens, the three took cover. Nightwing took out one of his own shurikens and threw it straight at Batman's gauntlet launcher. The bird-shaped shuriken James of the launcher then sizzled and popped. Catwoman took the opportunity to attack, claws extended. She scratched it as Batman looking for points of weakness. However, as Batman reacted fast and dealt her a couple punches, and his claws left gashes in her arm and belly. He went to burn her, but she moved out of the way. But unfortunately the building they were near caught fire. Catwoman, no. Nightwing, Catwoman, you and Robin evacuate everyone out of there. As Batman, that leaves you stuck with me. Nightwing and as Batman clash. Fine with me. Paul. Robin pulled the fire alarm, causing many to leave their workspace. Catwoman spotted the woman who was trapped inside. She was trapped under her desk and the smoke had suffocated her. Catwoman burned herself a little, pushing the burning desk off. She carried the woman out and handed her over to an ambulance that just arrived. All paused when they saw the false Batman prepare to impale Nightwing with his claws. As Batman never got a chance, for a batarang lodged in his armor and a small explosion followed. Nothing that could harm Nightwing, but enough to make as Batman drop him and back off. I looked above to see, could it be? It looked like him, except his suit was black. It had to be. It was Batman. He glided down to Nightwing's side. Batman, you good? Nightwing, it took you long enough. Batman, I'm sorry for everything. I should have just called you Nightwing. Forget it. Next, the Batman, you'll be the first. Batman turns to as Batman. Azrael, it's over. I'm back, so stand down. As Batman was stunned to see him but found his voice. You think you can just show up and tell me to step down? I'm a better Batman than you ever were. Batman looks around at the damage. All the evidence is to the contrary. As Batman, I'm the Dark Knight. This city needs Batman, no Azrael. The mantle of Batman belongs to me, and I've come to reclaim it and help you. You did a great job and protected Gotham in my absence, but something has gone wrong. You need help. Let me help you. As Batman fired a steady stream of fire at Batman, who stood there but covered his face inside his cape, Catwoman watched in horror as Batman was engulfed in flames. At first he looked like a blackened silhouette in the ball of fire, but as it began to rain and douse the flames, Batman stood erect and unharmed. Batman, I had been working on this tactical suit for some time. Your fabric technology really came into use. Suddenly, as Batman felt overwhelmed suddenly and used the grapnel launcher and his gauntlets to soar up the building and away from Batman. The people cheered, seeing the fake Batman run away. Batman followed him, then the others followed. Lightning struck and lit the night, and thunder roared. As Batman was running towards the clock tower, Nightwing beps, "He's heading straight for you. Get your defenses up." She did as she was told. Every window and door was suddenly shielded in heavy metal plates. Batman, seeing this, as he reached the tower, he growled in frustration. "You dare to stand against the Angel of Vengeance?" "I am Batman." Led by Batman, they fought as Batman on the clock tower's balcony. Even as far as Batman was able to fight them at once. He was truly a worthy adversary in combat. However, he was not prepared for the smoke bomb that Batman set off in as Batman's helmet. He coughed and choked, then tore the helmet off. When he finally cleared his lungs, he looked up at Batman, who towered over him. Lightning flashed. And suddenly sanity came to Jean Paul. He looked at the Bat family, then at the armor he wore. All the blue paint was gone, the remaining was red metal. The Ezreal suit. He had become the killer he didn't want to be. Jean Paul, I'm so sorry. Batman bent over. "It wasn't you, it was the order and the system. I know someone who can help with that. We ready?" Dr. Fate appeared in a bright light before them and introduced himself. "Dr. Fate, I'm Dr. Fate, and I have come to offer my help. I understand, as a youth you were brainwashed with something that takes control of you." Jean Paul, "Can you really remove it?" Dr. Fate, "Yes, and you are welcome to stay with me as you heal. My wife has prepared a room for you." Jean Paul turns to Batman, "I'm sorry for everything, but thank you for being willing to help me even after all I've done." Batman, "Get well, Jean Paul, and make a life for yourself." They shook hands, then Jean Paul vanished with Dr. Fate. Batman turned to his allies and gave each of them an approving smile. Catwoman rushed over and embraced him, then kissed him deeply even as rain continued to pour down. Dick stuck around the clock tower after everyone else returned to the Batcave. There Dick laid out everything that happened with Corey. How her parents came and told her it was arranged to return to Tamarin, where she would be married to a Tamarin prince. That it would bring peace to their world. Corey reluctantly agreed. Dick had asked her not to go and to stay, but her sense of duty to her world proved stronger than the duty to her heart. As friends, Barbara comforted him. A few days later, Selena pulled Bruce aside to talk to him. It was talk she had dreaded but knew must be done. She told him her feelings about when Bane broke him. How she feared losing Bruce and what might happen to her if she lost him. "Selena, so I've decided to leave Gotham City for a while. Ever since you helped me start this new and wonderful life, I haven't really taken time to be Selena Kyle. I don't even know what it means to be Selena Kyle. Am I even making any sense?" Bruce, "Yes, you are. You need to discover who you are without me. You need some time for self-discovery." She held his face in her hands. "Selena, you know this isn't goodbye, right? I'm coming back." Bruce, "You just have something you need to figure out for yourself. I understand, and I'll be here when you get back." She smiled and kissed him hard. Selena, I love you. Bruce, I love you too. Later she would let the other know and say her goodbyes and promises of returning. And I promise you, reader, Catwoman will return. Far off in Blackgate Prison, Bane lies without his venom. These days he has no time to think about venom, for his nights are tormented by bat demons. One was made of metal and the other was dressed in darkness. In his mind this could mean only one thing. The Batman has returned.